Nusrat Durrani, thank you for joining us at the Learning Planet Festival. Your life's work has been dedicated to global media and music. You founded MTV World in 2005 and then went on to create MTV's first live music series, The Music Experiment, and then the award-winning Rebel Music documentary series. Now, you've been tuned in and channeling what youth want for almost 2 decades. How has listening to youth changed your outlook and your actions?
It's a pleasure to be here, Kristen, first of all, on this very important platform. I've spent I would say, about 25 years trying to super serve youth. And it's ironic because in those 25 years, I have aged. But I think the fundamental learning that I've gained is that we really need to be focused on the future. And the future is, guess what? It's youth. And from that came the need for sort of almost a radical empathy for the young. And what that means is it's not just acknowledging that young people are the future, but really deeply understanding their desires, their challenges, their opportunities, and really focusing all my work with that in mind. So I would say that, fundamentally it's empathy for the young of the world that I've gained in these many years.
Okay, so thinking about then this radical empathy, based on your experience and practicing this, how can we better listen and act on what global youth want? How can we better have that radical empathy that we need?
Well, I think the first few things we need to understand is that the youth is not a monolith. I mean, the word youth is being thrown around everywhere, very easily. But the youth of the world are incredibly diverse. I think there's something like between 1.5 to 1.8 billion young people, depending on the age group you take. And almost 80 to 90% of these young people are actually in the developing markets. And that would be Asia, Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, et cetera. And, the realities of youth, say a country like Niger in Africa, which is actually the youngest nation on earth by median age, are very, very different from somebody who's 17 or 18 in the USA. So I think the first thing to understand is that youth are incredibly diverse, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach to partnering with them or to understanding what they want. I think that's the first thing. The second thing I would say is that there is a need for intergenerational partnership. And what that means is that we cannot simply say, all right, let's support you. Let's say, let's listen to what they're saying. I think they need that. I think the young of the world need that very much. But I also think they need our wisdom and our resources and our support in, harnessing the opportunities they have and also dealing with the very significant challenges that we have posed for them.
Nusrat, the creative arts, including music and film, are powerful mediums for messaging across societies and generations. What advice would you give to youth wanting to use film and media to message across countries, continents, and to raise their voices?
What I would say is to the young is that you're already doing incredible work, but be bold. Use every single device that you might have, whether it is your opportunity to vote somebody out of power, or to protest, or to make a short film that goes viral, or to start a blog, or to be on TikTok, or any of or leverage the metaverse. Be in the face of the people that need to change. And you are doing already phenomenal work in this regard. But I think sometimes the fatigue sets in. Sometimes the hostility or the indifference of the powers that be actually are fatiguing and tiring. Don't worry about that. Get up and fight, because you would be surprised how many people in power actually want to give you voice and want to support you.
All right. Anything else that you want to record as a short message, or any other questions that through this discussion you've thought, that's what I want to include that in what I say?
Is the one thing I would say is that, and directly address the youth of the world, is that you inspire me. I wake up every night thinking about things, the very, very, very bold, the very innovative things that the young are doing around the world. I wake up and I think of what is happening in Iran. I wake up and think about what is happening in other parts of the world. So the young are our future. They are the flowers of the future. And you inspire me and you give me hope and you give me optimism.
Nusrat Durrani, thank you. I hope that your message is also going to inspire and empower youth around the globe, but also all of us adults to have that radical empathy that you talked about and listen, hear, and deliver on youth's needs. Thank you so much for joining the Learning Planet Festival.
Thank you, Kristen.